I haven't participated in National Novel Writing Month since 2013. Hi, my name is Elke Feuer. I'm an author and a fiction book coach. And I actually had to check the date twice to make sure, because I was like, well, that doesn't sound right. But then I realized is that I usually participate in Camp Nano because those times of the year fit my schedule better than in November when National Novel Writing Month is. So that was an interesting little exercise. So National Novel Writing Month is in November, and I've been doing a video series on how to participate and what you can do before, during, and after. This is still the before, obviously, since it's not November 1st. So if you haven't checked out the other videos, I will leave them in the link at the end of this video so that you can check them out for yourself. And I share how you can prepare and also how NaNoWriMo actually helps you to write. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I personally prepare for Nano. Now, when I was thinking about sort of how to share the information of how I prepare, I realized there was actually two different ways that I prepare based on whether I'm starting with an existing story or whether I'm starting with a new story. So that's how I'm going to break it down as I'm telling you about how I prepare for National Novel Writing Month. So for an existing story, the first thing that I do is I will take a look at my schedule and make sure that I can actually participate and that there aren't too many things going on that won't allow me to do so. And also what days and times that I can write, because my schedule is a little bit sort of ad hoc. So I'm not always able to write every day. But I can write quite a bit during the month. So I always try to make sure that I check what days and times that I can write. The second thing I do, if it's an existing story, is I actually read through the draft of what I've already written. And this gives me an idea of a refresher of what my story is about, my characters, anything about the story, which helps me prepare for step number 3, which is to review and update my story Bible. Now, I actually create a story Bible for every single book that I write. And basically what a story Bible is, it's a really long and intense outline. And once I've read through the first draft, as I'm reading through the story Bible, I can see if there's anything additional that I got ideas for to brainstorm, update that story Bible, and also to make sure that how much work is going to be involved in actually writing the book during National Novel Writing Month. So that really, the story Bible allows me to capture all the information that I need to help me actually write the book. Because what I love about this story Bible is that even though it's an outline, I don't have to fill in every single thing before I start writing. I have it so that it's flexible, so I can put in what I know so far and I can expand on it while I'm writing. So I can always go back and know what's going on and remind myself, this is what's going to happen next, or this is what my character, their goal, their motivation is for. Because you might remember that for your main characters, but who's going to remember that for perhaps other things as you're writing the story? So that is my personal process of how I capture, whether it's outlining or capturing information about the story as I'm writing the book. All right, so for new stories, my process is basically, the first thing is I always have a plan. That's just me. It's not always a grand elaborate plan, but I just need to know what I'm going to do. And what that plan looks like is knowing for sure that I can actually participate, and knowing what story I'm actually going to write, and the estimated word count. Now, I like to do this even though National Novel Writing Month is normally 50K. I like to know, well, how many words do I think this book is actually going to be? Because it helps me to calculate like how many words per day that I like to write. That's just something that I like to do. it just helps me with my own daily word count goals. So the second thing I like to do is to create a new story Bible. And what I normally do is I fill in the sections that in the beginning, which usually includes the premise of the story, the characters, the main plot points, the settings, any research that I might need to do, and also any possible story issues that I see as I'm brainstorming. All right, and I usually do this 1 to 2 weeks before Nano, right? So that I'm basically not doing it while I'm trying to write during Nano. Because I find that if I can get out of my head as much as I can and put that in my story Bible, it saves me having to sort of use NaNoWriMo for that time, that brainstorming time, because I'm not a sit down and start to write right away pantser. I did that for years and it just didn't work out for me. So when I have my story Bible and I plan and I brainstorm, I don't always know everything, obviously. I just brainstorm what I do know so that I am not starting from scratch when I start to write, whether it's just in general or whether it's when I'm participating in National Novel Writing Month. So the third thing that I do is I add my story to the National Novel Writing Month website. And I also join, or I create a group on the site. And if I created my own group, then I actually invite the writers from my Facebook group, K Writers, to join me. The fourth thing that I do is I add reminders in my Google Calendar for the days that I plan to write, because based on my schedule, I'm not always able to write every single day, but I like to make sure to put those times in my calendar to remind me so that I make sure that I can schedule as much as possible around those writing times. All right, so the fifth thing that I do is I give myself a pep talk, because let's face it, sometimes the pressure and thinking about, oh my gosh, I've got to write this many words in 30 days, it can be overwhelming, even for me, and I've participated many times, sometimes successful, sometimes not successful, but I find giving myself a pep talk really, really helps me to sort of diffuse any fear and anxiety that I might have before I start participating. And what that looks like is basically just saying, hey, focus on your progress and not perfection. You've been there before, you've done it. It's not like you're starting and doing this for the first time. And even if you don't hit the 50K, at least you are making a dent in what you're doing. And that is really what it's all about. So that is kind of my little pep talk that I give myself. And there you have it. That is my process for how I prepare for National Novel Writing Month. What about you? Do you have a plan that you use when you participate, or do you sort of just show up on November 1st and wing it? And neither way is bad or good. Some writers are just pantsers and that's who they are and it works for them. I say whatever works for you, go for it. So I know pantsing is not for me. But anyway, share what you do in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And also don't forget to check out the last 2 videos that I did on how you can prepare for Nano, because like I said, this is a whole series that I'm doing. And also, if you want to hear about what I'm going to be writing during National Novel Writing Month in November, join me. That's what I'm going to be talking about in the next video. So please subscribe to the channel if you want to hear all about that. Also, if you are planning to participate in National Novel Writing Month, I want to invite you to download my workbook, my Nano Prep workbook. And it's a step-by-step guide that helps you to prepare for National Novel Writing Month as well as Camp Nano, which is why I love this workbook so much and I've used it. It has elements of what I mentioned in this video as well as some wonderful extras. So there you have it. I would love for you, I'll leave the link in the video. And also, if you like this content, please like and share the video and subscribe to the channel to get more tips about National Novel Writing Month, as well as tips to help you with writing your fiction book. See you later. Bye.